There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you, not doing well.
Few days ago, the New Zealand launched a new class of visa to help recover some of the devastating effects of the natural disaster the country has witnessed over the years. This is a good news for prospective migrants, and I'm sure this content will excite you. And there are so many things we gain from this um, video. Guys, please watch to the end. And if you are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this content is something you like, please don't endeavor to subscribe to my channel. And for my returning subscriber, always endeavor to give a thumb up whenever you watch my video. Giving a thumb up on my video will allow YouTube to recommend my content to a wider audience, and so many persons will benefit from the content I'm sharing. So guys, let's get started. The new visa launch in New Zealand is called the Recovery Visa. This is a good news because it has so much potential and it's very easy to navigate. It's not a kind of visa that you want to, the requirement of something you will not be able to meet and you have to do more training and all that. This is one of the most easiest visa I've ever seen since I started researching on a skilled worker visa. So guys, the recovery visa launched by the New Zealand, as we all know, New Zealand is prone to some natural disaster, including um, earthquake, volcanoes, erosion, landslide, and extreme weather events. Over the years, New Zealand as a country has experienced some devastating effects from all of this natural disaster. That is why the government of New Zealand, in their wisdom, came up with this class of visa. Okay, the recovery visa is a specific work visa introduced to help recover the impact of natural disasters like earthquake, volcano, erosion, landslide, and extreme weather events. Okay, all these disasters have impacted a lot of businesses and community in New Zealand. Okay, the recovery visa is a work visa for migrant interested, okay, in assisting with recovery operation and emergency support, risk management, and loss assessment in infrastructure. Okay, these are some of the reasons why this visa was launched by the New Zealand government to help fight and see how they can recover from all of this devastating effect. Earthquake and other natural disaster is something nobody prayed for, and I believe no nation prayed for it because the impact it will have on the economy, the livelihood of many persons, psychological effect, financial effect, and all that. It's so massive. It's huge. Okay, that is why the New Zealand government, in a bid, okay, to recover from some of those stuff, because when there's a natural disaster, loss of property, loss of life, loss of livelihood, and loss of even skilled manpower, okay, will also be affected. Okay, that's why the New Zealand, as it is, it's one of those countries that are grossly in need of skilled worker, both skilled and unskilled worker, because the population of New Zealand it's not much, and they have so much. It's one of those world power you can equate to any of the best country in the world. Okay, so this visa, it's not only for disaster relief, but it's also geared towards addressing the huge job shortages in New Zealand. Okay, this is why the employers in this area are offering job to overseas candidates and processing their visa in just 7 days. This is just it look like what do I call it? It doesn't look realistic, right? But it is. The visa is just 7 days. Guys, whatever information I'm sharing here, I'm only bringing it to your knowledge so you can go and do your own research. Okay, when I dive into it, I took time to like, this can't be true. Within 7 days, you mean you can get a visa of this sort? Yes, it's true. I will leave the link to the publication on the description box. Guys, go to the description box, go to the website, the New Zealand website, do your research, okay? to add to the information I'm sharing now, so that you can see how you can place yourself in a pool position to be able to grab this visa. Okay, the cost of this visa, it's just $700 and dollar. Not New Zealand also uses dollars, but their dollar, it's a little bit lower than the US dollar. The value of the New Zealander dollar, it's lower than the US dollar, but they also use dollars. Okay, yes, but the good part of it is um, the amount you spend in applying for your visa will be refunded back to you 100% within 15 to 25 days after you've resumed your place of work by your employer. This is another massive thing. That's to say, the visa itself, it's free, since you'll be refunded the amount you expended for the visa. Your flight ticket and accommodation for the first month will also be given to you by your employer. Most employer, but one other clause, I think some employer does not refund flight and other accommodation fee, but the visa fee is refundable. While most employer will also refund your flight ticket, the amount you expended on flight ticket, together with your first month rental fee. So you can see this is a good package for those that are planning to migrate to New Zealand. UK is not the only destination. Like I said in my previous video, I will also be bringing New Zealand and Australia. The one other good thing about this visa is, if you are a resident in New Zealand, you can as well be working in Australia. You can visit Australia. At the point, you can even live and work in Australia, because Australia and New Zealand, they share the same intelligence, and most persons are working in New Zealand can also reside in Australia. The same way most people working in Australia can also reside in New Zealand. You can visit both countries. So if your destination is Australia, you can take this as an opportunity for you to land yourself in New Zealand. After some time, see how you can make your way and move to your dream country, which is Australia. Guys, don't be surprised if my next video will tell you I'm shooting right in New Zealand, because this is an opportunity nobody wants to miss, because New Zealand, it's one of those countries that also pay well. The minimum wage is really massive. This job I'm talking about, is the minimum, it's within 4,000 to 10,000 dollars per month, depending on the sector, depending on the area you are working, okay, depending on the department you are working. So the minimum you can earn is from 4,000 New Zealand dollars to 10,000 New Zealand dollars. So you can see um the package is so good. It's so good that nobody will want to miss this. So guys, I would advise you take advantage of this opportunity to see how you can either upskill yourself, or see how you can put yourself in a pool position to be able to benefit from this new visa route the Australian government has introduced. The visa is for 6 months, okay, but it has option for what? Extension. So if you apply for this visa, you'll be granted 6 month visa, after which you can also extend. Note, New Zealand is one of those countries in the world that you can easily switch from visitor's visa to a work visa. I have a friend who once lived in New Zealand, okay, and I asked how he got the visa that he used to migrate to New Zealand. He said he went there as a tourist. That's he obtained a tourist visa. Okay, when he arrived in New Zealand, he looked for an employment. The moment he got an employer that employed him, and immediately he switched its tourist visa to a work visa. That is how he lived in Australia, New Zealand, before moving to Australia. So guys, this is a great opportunity. But then, one way you can easily navigate this, get this job easily, though you can get it from abroad. But then one other way you can get it is if you reside in New Zealand. If you can apply for a visa to New Zealand, is a tourist visa, and you find yourself in New Zealand, it will be much easier for you to get employment in this with one of the um, employer on the shortage occupational area, and be able to switch to this class of visa that was newly launched. One other thing is this visa does not comes with a spouse and children. Okay, but then the good news is if you are able to get this class of visa that is newly launched, okay, your spouse, your partner, and your kids can have the opportunity to apply for either spouse reunion or a work New Zealand work visa on the basis that you have this class of visa that was newly launched. Okay, you can see how flexible it is. The visa itself is for 6 months. It doesn't come with family package for you to be able to go with your spouse and children. But then it allow you, on the basis of you having that visa, you can also get your spouse and your kids apply for family reunion visa to accompany you to New Zealand. You can say it's a win-win situation for everybody. This is one visa I don't want you to miss, guys. The link to this video is on the description box. Go to the description box, explode on it, do your research, and see how you can take advantage of this opportunity. New Zealand is one of those countries that need skilled and unskilled worker. And this kind of visa does not need any academic qualification or any training of any sort for you to be able to qualify. Okay, let me run down through the eligibility criteria is just for you to get an employment contract with one of the shortage area, okay, that needs unskilled worker, skilled and unskilled worker from abroad. Then we are good to go. So, guys, like I just said, go to the link I leave in description box. Do your research, thorough research yourself, and see how you can be able to fit in and take advantage of this. The visa was newly launched, so I know as I'm speaking to you, so many persons will be applying. So many persons have applied, and some will still be applying. So, guys, be among those that will apply for this visa so that you can also benefit. Then one other thing I forgot to say is about the proof of fund. There's also a proof of fund. If your employer states on the contract that is going to take care of your maintenance, okay, then you'll be asked to show proof of funds of 1,000 New Zealand dollars. But if your employer did not state that on your employment contract, you will have to pay 4,000. You have to show, I mean, not pay. You have to show 4,000 New Zealand dollars, okay, on your statement of account, showing that you have 4,000 New Zealand dollar. The money is still yours. It's just to show that yes, you'll be able to cater for yourself when you arrive at New Zealand. Guys, the requirement for this visa it's simple. You need nothing extra. Just need police clearance from your country. You need a valid passport that it's valid for minimum more than six months and above. You need a proof of fund, either 1,000 New Zealand dollars or 4,000 New Zealand dollars. That is all you need. Your employer will provide all the necessary documents you need to apply for this visa. So, guys, do your research on this and see how you can take advantage of this new visa route that was newly launched in New Zealand. So, guys, we've come to the end of this video. If this content is something you like and something that interests you, endeavor to subscribe, give a thumb up. Even if you didn't watch the video to the end, leaving a thumb up will allow YouTube to share my content to a wider audience, and so many persons will benefit from it. And also, guys, share this content to your friends and family. If you're in the UK, you can also share it to your family. You never can tell. This might just be the content that will help them shaping their migration plan and their dream of migrating to New Zealand or any other country might just come alive. So thank you very much. See you in my next video.